Yesterday, New Mexico Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury asked folks on Blue Sky, why are more people not asking questions about this particular document in the Epstein files? The document is an FBI complaint, and I'm going to attempt to share it with you now. I want you to remember that the dump of all of the Epstein file information that we have gotten, and there's still a lot that we haven't gotten, has been mangled, chaotic, on purpose. Not only is the sheer volume of documents meant to overwhelm us, it is presented in a disorganized fashion with information improperly redacted in violation of the Epstein Transparency Act. The DOJ has redacted information about perpetrators. They were only supposed to redact the names of victims, but instead they have exposed the names of victims. In fact, they've also released CSAM. It wasn't until the New York Times, I believe, said, hey, United States Department of Justice, you just put CSAM on the internet, that they pulled those documents off. But too late, they're out there. They're out there now, and predators have them. And in fact, if you downloaded a bunch of documents of the Epstein files, you may have accidentally downloaded CSAM to your computer. So heads up. Likewise, we know there are documents that are not in their original language. They've been translated into English, but we don't know which ones, and we don't know whether any mistranslations have been done. And the information in there really should have been sorted by a special master, right? Vetted for authenticity, organized in a way that would be helpful for an investigation. The chaos is on purpose to try and disrupt anybody, from reporters or members of Congress, journalists, what have you, from being able to get justice for Epstein's victims. It's meant to overwhelm and confuse the public. Not only are people taking little snippets out of context because they don't know how to do an investigation, they're just a social media creator who searched up a term and now they're going to speculate wildly, and it's really pissing me off. It also makes it difficult for us to look at the documentation that is really credible. FBI investigations, affidavits from court, right? Legal documents that carry an entirely different weight than an anonymous tip that was never followed up or some random email where we have no idea who the sender is, right? What we have here is an unclassified FBI official complaint form. I want to read it to you. I may have to use some euphemisms or shortened words so I don't get it taken down. As you listen, I want you to ask yourself, why is it that Rep. Stansbury has asked for more eyes on this piece of documentation? Again, this is an unclassified Federal Bureau of Investigations complaint form. The title is the case number and then sexual exploitation of a minor. It's dated from November 23rd, 2016. So this complaint came in while Barack Obama was still president, but after Donald Trump had been elected and people knew what administration was about to roll in. Complaint synopsis: the report to a public access line by, and then it's redacted, the sexual exploitation and rape of a minor in New York. So the actual complaint, the actual phone call came in on July 4th, 2016. Barack Obama is president. Donald Trump has not yet been elected. I'm not sure why it took so long for a report to be issued, and I'm not sure why that report was classified. On July 4th, 2016, at 2:16 Eastern Standard Time, a cellular telephone number redacted, office address located in Princeton, New Jersey, home address located in Lawrence Township, New Jersey, attorney to Jane Doe contacted the public access line unit to report that sexual exploitation and rape of a minor of 13 years of age by Donald J. Trump and Jeffrey E. Epstein. Redacted attorney stated that his client, Jane Doe, was enticed to cross state lines to visit with Epstein and Trump to perform acts on both of the adult men at special parties hosted by Epstein. Doe was told that this was to further her modeling career and something that she had to do. During the summer of 1994, after her 7th grade school year ended, Doe took a 3-day bus trip from her father's home in the Midwest under the pretense that she would be visiting her grandmother. Doe traveled instead to New York City, New York, in order to start a modeling career. Doe was initially turned down and asked to return with a portfolio at a later time. While waiting for her bus home, Doe was approached by redacted, but only victims' names are supposed to be redacted, not traffickers, not perpetrators. Okay, referred to hereafter as, again, redacted, and was urged to attend a party hosted by Epstein so that Doe could meet important people in that field of work who could help her break into a modeling career. This has been the MO that we've seen from Ghislaine Maxwell and other traffickers. is that they form a relationship with these girls. They lie to them. They tell them, we're going to get you a job modeling or doing XYZ. And then they entice them to come along, and then the girls are trafficked. That is the most common way, by the way, that trafficking happens in the United States. Somebody that, tells you they're taking you to a party, they're taking you for a job opportunity, they're taking you somewhere where you're going to either get work as a maid, or you're going to get work as a model, what have you. And then you go there and you're trafficked. It's not stranger abduction. It's not stranger abduction. It's enticement. Okay, back to the document. Doe was also told that she would be paid for attending the party. Redacted mailed Doe a buddy pass plane ticket to fly her back to New York. That's a plane ticket for children. Doe attended 4 of these parties and was paid around $500 for her attendance. Redacted instructed Doe to use a pseudonym at the parties. During the first party, this is going to be hard to listen to, just be forewarned, Doe was asked to strip down to her underwear and give a massage to Epstein. Doe was asked by Epstein to do sexual acts, but she refused. Remember how Donald Trump had minors at Mar-a-Lago who were giving massages? Virginia Giuffre, a minor, was trafficked from Mar-a-Lago by Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, this next part is extremely graphic, and I'm not sure that I can actually read all of it aloud without bleeping parts or using euphemisms. So if you want to read the whole thing, it's on Rep. Stansbury's Blue Sky account, and I've reshared it as well. This is the most important part, so I'll do my best. Doe was later asked to massage the penis of Epstein's guest, Trump, with her hands. Doe was told that this was what she had to do in order to get a job, and Doe complied. During the second party, Doe was asked to perform oral on Trump and complied. During the third party, Doe was made to perform oral on Trump with another young girl named Redacted. During the fourth visit, Doe was raped by Trump, and then it describes the details of what that act is. Epstein was angry that Trump was the one to take Doe's virginity, and then went on to rape Doe in 2 different ways. Doe struggled and was struck by both men during the assault. Doe was then threatened with violence by both men to not make any report of what happened. Will make you disappear like Redacted. Doe was also not paid for this final party. Doe remained in contact with Redacted after the final party, and Redacted was regretful of what happened to Doe. Redacted job was to recruit young girls to attend Epstein's parties with the knowledge that they would be coerced into sexual activities. So why is that name redacted? Only the names of victims are supposed to be redacted, and that's a trafficker. And Pam Bondi's Department of Justice has redacted their name. The attorney goes on to say that Redacted stated that Redacted would have recordings of Doe's visits. On April 26, 2016, Doe put together a complaint against Epstein and Trump under her own name she was given to use at the parties. Redacted stated that Doe's case was dismissed because Doe incorrectly filed the complaint as a civil rights violation. On June 20th, 2016, Redacted took up the case, that's the attorney, and filed the complaint again under a different approach. Summons have been issued and an order to, and that's where it ends. So why do you think it is that Congresswoman Stansbury is asking us to pay special attention to this FBI report?
Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency.
I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we sit here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has expired.
So it's pretty fucking obvious that Pam Bondi lied under oath. Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, the Department of Justice, many Republicans, Donald Trump are engaged in a massive cover-up. Our government has had ample information since at least 2016 that Donald Trump may have sexually assaulted children, that he participated in Jeffrey Epstein's parties. Credible FBI reports, and they've done nothing about it. Nothing about it. And Pam Bondi is trying to close the investigation, sweep it under the rug. As Donald Trump says, let's just move on. This is boring. Let's stop talking about it. Why? Why do you think he wants everybody to move on? We can accept nothing less than justice for Jeffrey Epstein's victims, nothing less than accountability for every single person in those files. We cannot allow this to be swept under the rug. Pam Bondi and Donald Trump would love nothing better than to make all of this go away. It's not going to go away. We, the American people, have now, the entire world, y'all, has reached a point at which there's no going back. We cannot put this cat back in the bag. There is no unknowing what we all know now. It is just about consistent pressure from us, the people, to get justice, because that's what it's going to take. Nobody in power is going to do this on their own. It's up to us, the people. And I do feel like with the help of our allies, Ted Lieu, Ro Khanna, Thomas Massie, Yasemin Ansari, Melanie Stansbury, that we're going to be able to get justice.
And somehow these people are so important and so powerful that both Republican and Democrat DOJs decided not to.
Yes. In fact, if you read the files, it's very clear that dating back to 2006 and 2007, when the
Department why didn't Pam Bondi do it?
Let me finish here. In 2006 and 2007, there was an indictment memo drafted that had dozens of recommended indictments against Jeffrey Epstein, and Alex Acosta, who was the U.S. attorney at the time, chose to kill the case against the line attorney at the time.
Against Jeffrey Epstein. You're completely conflating things. You said if a prince can be held accountable, so can a president. I'll ask you the question again. You said that right after Prince Andrew was arrested and charged with a crime. That's what accountability means to you. What crime should Donald Trump be charged with?
Well, Donald Trump was investigated by the FBI for abuse of a minor, and there are multiple statements from witnesses that the FBI took as tips and they investigated as allegations. Those, as far as we know, were never taken fully to the fullest extent of their investigation.
Okay, hold on. First of all,
we need to be asking important questions about
but you
what
do, ma'am. That's not what you said, though. That's not what you said. You said he should be held accountable in the way he should be arrested. No, ma'am.
I didn't come on your program
I came on to get answers, and you're not answering the question. You're not answering the question.
To present the facts to the American public, which is the files are there. There are 3 million files available for the public to view themselves. I don't have to argue with you on the air. Just go read the files, my friend.
Right. That's what you're saying.
I know. What I have stated is that the FBI investigated credible tips against the President of the United States. And if you have not viewed those documents yourself, I encourage you to do so.
Okay. And obviously, multiple DOJs, including Democratic DOJs, decided that there was not evidence to indict him. You have said in your tweet...
Can I ask you, have you read the tip sheets yourself? Because I've read them, and I read the unredacted version.
I have read many of them.
Did you read the FBI files and the tip sheets in which multiple witnesses provided evidence?
You're not allowed to come on here and slander people. The question is,
I'm not slandering anyone.
Why would if these were okay? You don't.
Sir, I'm not a law enforcement agent. I am a member of the Oversight Committee, which is conducting oversight over the largest cover-up in American history and the miscarriage of justice.
So should Merrick Garland be indicted?
Justice's prosecution of these crimes, and I'm reporting to you and to the American public what the FBI and DOJ files say.